Today we're going to talk about a pie plate and a hula hoop and why these two things say everything about how many fish you catch. Hey friends, today we're going to talk about catching fish and how you can catch more fish. And stick with me through this because I'm going to be kind of all over the place, but it will make sense at the end. The first thing is that there's two kinds of fish. There are trout, and then there are the basses. And then there's, all these saltwater fishes, and you're going to have to figure out which one's which. A trout is a gathering fish. It stays in one spot and eats and gathers things that come by. Okay? While a bass is a hunter. And if something is over here, they'll go over there to eat it. Okay? They're much more aggressive. They're hunter fishes. Whereas trout are sort of passive fishes. Okay? That's the first thing to know. Now, water works in a very peculiar kind of way. It amplifies some things and cuts out other things. If you're underwater, the fish can see, but they can only see the farther down. They can only see a certain amount of space above them. So I'm going to ask you a question right now, and hopefully you'll be able to answer that question, and that is, what fly do I have in my hand? You don't know, right? Because it's off camera, right? Now, if I bring it into view, you can see what kind of fly it actually is. Now, why is that important? Why was this little illustration important? A trout has a certain vision space. If the fly is here, it could be the most perfectly tied, exactly the right thing that they're eating, but they're not going to eat it because they're looking around, and this is what they see is just inside the camera. So think of a trout as having a camera. Okay, now you could throw almost anything in here, even a piece of bark, and the trout will go, oh, something's coming by, and we'll eat it. Okay, so now let's go back to my other analogy as we were talking about. I have people practice using hula hoops all the time, just to get their practice better and better and better. And a hula hoop is good for a bass, a smallmouth bass is a hula hoop. A trout is a pie plate. So when you're practicing your casting, if you're going to be smallmouth fishing, probably a hula hoop. If you can get it in the hula hoop, you're going to be doing fine. If you're fishing for trout, though, you got to get into that pie plate. Now, this is where it gets a little challenging. Go out on the lawn, put a hula hoop out there, and maybe a pie plate. You may have to stick this, or I say pie plate, I mean a paper plate. Stick that in the ground, stick a stick through it or something so it doesn't blow away, and then start casting to it. See how far away you can accurately cast to and get it into this thing, at least close to this thing. Even if it's going to land here, but the stream is moving in this direction, if it somehow you think will cross that pie plate, because that trout is going to be in that zone, and that's the zone that they're going to do. That's why I say, and I've noticed other fly fishermen are starting to say this. I was watching a huge fly fisherman video the other day, which I think he's the funniest guy in the world. He was saying that he's of the same idea. it's more important to be accurate and get the fly in the zone than what the particular fly is going to be. You can throw all kinds of stuff and the fish will eat it. If you watch underwater videos of trout feeding, you will see them eat bark. You'll see them eat stones. You'll see them eat almost anything that comes by, and then they'll spit it out if they don't like it. But they won't eat anything that's way out here. Basically, one little swish out is about all they are going to do. Some people say that it's because they don't want to expend more energy than it takes that they get from the food. Okay? Otherwise, they're not going to walk away from the table to get a little crumb. You know, the only reason they're going to move at all is to get a nice chunky something. So you want to work on your accuracy. That's all I can say. Just work on your accuracy. If it takes, I don't want to say 10,000 hours because that's kind of boring. Try to practice out in the lawn. You'll be amazed at how many more fish you catch if you can get it like right up against the bank, right behind that rock. If you're slopping around and having to do 100 casts to get anything, you're not going to catch that many fish. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you keep watching these. Like and subscribe. The liking is very important, apparently. YouTube told me that. They said I'm not getting enough likes, so please help me out with a like. I'll see you in a couple days.